Sisters, the question of today, ما هو حكم المكره? What's the ruling of the one is enforced to do the action? So, in other words, are we going to consider his action or his intention? Since he never intended to do the action. This is one of the cases where intention action that in opposite direction. So he never intended to do it. He was enforced. Is he at to blame? Is he sinful doing that actions, or is any tafsil? Is any explanation of that? Is that across all cases, or there is some details in this? الإكراه إذا كان إكراها بحق فهذا الفعل الذي ترتب عليه واقع ومحسوب. So if the ikrah and the enforcement was for a reason, like a judge, he enforced him to return what he has stolen. They cannot say, claim, oh, I was mukrah, I was under force. No, that force has to be applied, and that action, it's going into the right, direction. So we cannot ask the person that, since he was enforced, then he has to return and has to get it. No, that's ikrah bihaq. The other condition, ikrah mulji or ghayra mulji. We have to differentiate. If he has a way to escape from that enforcement or not. Is that serious ikrah, serious enforcement, or he was, taking it light? For example, if somebody, he was threatening, to kill you. And he's he's about to do so. He has maybe tools or knife. He has weapon. And he asks you to do something. You have no other options. So in this case, it's different from somebody, he just verbally threatened you to do something. And, you cannot put both of them at the same level. So ikrah mulji, where you were enforced and was not given any options, that different from the things that not that serious and you have a way to escape from it. So the one when you have no way to escape from it and no other option but to do that action, you are not responsible for that action. Am I clear? Okay. Example, of that. Example of that. During the time of Imam Malik, he were asked about those when being enforced to utter the word of divorce, that they have to give the bay'ah to the Khalifa, to the Wali. And those people have authority. If you are not following their direction, they might make your life miserable. So many people under that force, they made a bay'ah, and the bay'ah never came from their hearts. So Imam Malik made a fatwa that's not count. And actually, he was, so he faced the consequences of his fatwa, where actually he was torched to the point that his shoulder was displaced. Subhanallah. But he has to say the truth. Because if he say, if that count, people, they are not gonna go into that one. But he said doesn't count. Even if you swear by divorce, that's not apply for you. because you are under threatened, and the one he threatened you, the one has the authority, and he can apply that threat. Am I clear? Okay. The other condition that the enforcement that has to be for something, when you do it or not, are equal. In that case, that does not count. But if you do that enforcement, like under that enforcement, and you did the action to avoid what is worse and to find what's it's more harmful, then it might be considered that's not reliable and not concerned about that action. So in other words, sometimes, yes, you are under force. But as a result of following that force and that situation, you are not going to gain anything and not avoiding the worst harm. I'll give you an example. Somebody enforced you, even with a knife, with a weapon, that you have to kill somebody. Are you exempted from any blame if you killed that person? And he said, you know, I'm under force. Is that can count? And I'm under ikrah. It was not my intention. Is that count? No. It's not count, because your soul, that the one you protect, is not more honorable than the soul that you destroy. So what harm you are avoiding by following that force? Nothing. You get the point? So this is not in a state of ikrah. But let's say somebody, he told you, tell me where is that person, or do you know where is that person? And if you are telling the truth, where is that person? That might cause worse, like, situation where that person might be oppressed or even killed. So in that situation, in order to escape from that ikrah and that situation and that authority, you lie in that case. That's permissible. You're not at blame that you lied, because the benefit that out of that exceeds the harm. And what you did by that, you avoid what the worst situation. So in that case, you're not at blame that you lied, or that's a sin. Does not count as sin. In fact, in some situation, if you know the one who's after that person, he's an oppressor, and you know that person is innocent, then you have to lie in this case. Not even it's allowed for you to lie. It's you have. But you see, the situation is different. So you cannot claim, I'm protecting myself, so I destroy or I kill the other soul. That does not count in this case. This is a huge topic. Some people, they have wrote dissertation, like PhD in this. But I'm just trying to summarize that one. Yes, the ikrah is not, generally speaking, that it's count. It's not, generally speaking, that, as we take all cases are the same, but Sharia considered that. As the Prophet said, رُفِعَ عَنْ أُمَّتِي الْخَطَأُ وَالنِّسْيَانُ وَمَا اسْتُكْرِهُ عَلَيْهِ. There are three things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala left the blame for my ummah: when they are mistaken, when they forget, because of nisyan, or because of a force that take the willing away from them. So they do the things, without control. So these are three things that where there's no blame. And I will conclude with the story of Ammar ibn Yasir, radiallahu ta'ala anh. They torch his parents in front of his eyes, and they went even beyond, where they killed both of them in front of his eyes. And they enforced him to slander the Prophet ﷺ, and he said bad words, and he cursed the Prophet ﷺ. And he came crying to the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet ﷺ said to him, do not worry. And not only this, and he said, even if they come back again, enforce you again, and you say this again, no blame for you. Subhanallah. وَإِنْ عَادُوا فَعُدْ. You don't have to worry. And Allah revealed ayah in Surah An-Nahl saying, إِلَّا مَنْ أُكْرِهَ وَقَلْبُهُ مُطْمَئِنٌ بِالْإِيمَانِ. Except the one was enforced to utter the word that against his willing, and his heart is full of Iman. So you don't have to worry on this. And one of the main ayah in this subject, لا إكراها في الدين. There is no compulsion in the religion. However, there are details in this case. This is one of the cases that sometimes we consider that situation as the person not at the blame, but in some other situation, no, we have to assist and look at it. It might be not real threaten and real enforcement that take your willing away from you. May Allah protect us all, and may Allah give us the best of understanding. Ameen. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.